little spot. They actually have rosary there for the month of November at 3 o'clock. But the people were buried there. They were brought from the workhouse in Listowel down across Townpelline in the donkey and cart, and they were buried in the graveyard there. And pauper's grave, of course, no coffin, no nothing at the time. And in the annals it's even recorded where this woman from Ballyduff, she was a death's door herself, but she didn't want to see her husband buried in the pauper's graveyard, and she carried him on her back all the way back to Ballyduff. So this is a song about Townpelline. On Good Friday morning, I happened to stroll the footpaths towards Derra, out west of Listowel. The hedgerows reached out, begging brambles so bare, as harsh as the March wind that slices through the air. Just past John B's sidewalk, my mind wandered free to stories of ghost trains en route to Tralee. Oh, it's no plan or purpose, I found myself drawn down Boring Dove onto Townpelline Barn. As sweet as the berry, as cruel as its thorn, life's struggle commences the moment we're born. And sure as a lark sings in lyre from pond, the banshee will answer from Townpelline Barn. With Easter being early and spring coming late, the hawthorn stretch lifeless inside the front gate. No bluebell or primrose or dandelion glow to lighten the gloom in this sacred woe.
Down for wild streams it compressed a 28-size boom into a pair of size 12 jeans. So with this magic fabric and place, she talked to the dance floor. Well, she set dance with a confidence she'd never known before. But as she scooted round the floor with rapture on her face, the music speeded up and everyone picked up the pace. But the extra bounces that she did contained one bounce too many, and it brought a final protest from her tightly cooped up, fantastically tight really. When the magic fabric parted, it was more than it could cope. The Levi jeans that she was wearing, they didn't have a hope. There was heaps of ripping, tearing sounds, and one almighty twang as the Levi jeans that she was wearing exploded with a bang. Like an escaping wild hippopotamus, her boom burst into life, and grown men jived for cover, for it was not a pretty sight. 3 dancers on her right were hit by an escaping cheek. 2 were in a coma until the following week. But Annie's boom was little, and as she swung some more, 27 set dancers she flattened on the floor. But Annie was in heaven with the rapture of the dance. She left that floor when the music stopped without a backward glance. She had her taste of heaven. She was really in the groove. She went out and bought size 32 jeans with heaps of room to move. So with her newfound confidence, she came back for some more. And fat, bum cheeks by the Dutch, well, they followed her on the floor. So let's hear a cheer for Annie. Hooray! And she went into the solicitor there and she said she wanted to divorce the husband. And the solicitor said, on what grounds? She said, on ill health grounds. Oh, he said, madam, there's loads of grounds you could divorce your husband, but ill health is not one of them. How do you think you could divorce him on that grounds? Well, she said, I'm at home with him for 1.5 years, and I'm sick to death of him. Well, this is before the story of divorce or anything like that, and this story is about a fella from up my part of the world. Now, I wonder would any of you know here what a mowing bar is?
We do.
Would any of you have worked the mowing bar? Ah, sure, you too, Patsy would work the mowing bar. For those of you that don't know what a mowing bar is that an aeroplane passing? It was a big shaft in it out like that, and there was a blade with all different sections to the blade, little triangular sections. And it was used up out quarter for cutting hay and rushes and things like that. And you see, it was grand if we were working on good ground. But if we were working on stony ground, if we didn't rise the bar in time, there wouldn't be a section left to your blade. That happened a lot to me. Well, there was this fella from up old quarter, and he was working hard with the mowing bar all day. Awful fierce, stony old ground. He was rising the bar and lowering the bar and rising the bar and lowering the bar. Sure, when he went home that evening, he didn't feel good at all, and the wife had a fine supper out for him, but sure, my boy couldn't eat a bite. Oh, he said, I'm not feeling good at all. He said, yeah, well, he said, I think I'll go up to bed. And you know, like all pains, don't they always get worse out in the right? Well, out in the night, the pains get to rev up, away down in the pitch of his stomach. The doctor had to be called. The doctor came out and the doctor examined him, and the doctor told him it was a hernia he had and he'd have to go into hospital. Now, my boy arrived inside the hospital. His 2 legs were hardly inside the door when he was railroaded down the corridor and into a ward. It wouldn't happen nowadays. You'd be left waiting in A&E for a few days first. Well, the next thing, this big bowsy of a nurse came in. Didn't she strip every stitch of clothes off my boy and let him there on the bed in his back suit? Sure, he was so embarrassed the cabbage leaf would nearly cover him. Next thing, didn't these 2 other bowsies of nurses bowl me with a big pan of sudsy water, the bubbles and the rising up out of it, a bar of life by soap. She must have a brush, it must be that which was like you use for putting dish timber on the walls with a tall long roll. And the other lady had a cutthroat razor and a strap to edge it. Well, they set to work on my boy in the bed. There she lathered up a fine-headed suds with the life by soap, and she started to lather him up, and she started to lather him down, away down in the nether regions. And then she got the cutthroat razor, and she tested it to see was it edgy enough. It didn't reach her specification. So up and down the strap like that she went until it was edgy enough. And then she set to work on my boy in the bed. I suppose you could say she was ploughing a lonely furrow. And she was just about to round the headlands. And my poor boy was peppering at it, shaking inside the bed. And he looked up at her and he said, "Nuts," he said, you'd want to rise the bar. There's stones there. Good God, sure no operation would be as bad as that. Wouldn't you be put out for an operation? When my boy had his surgery the following day, and he made a great recovery of it. And at that stage, you'd get kept a long time inside the hospital. And you know, by the time he went home, he was full of sparkling energy. But you know something? He couldn't understand the cold shoulder is all he was getting. But you know, and there always someone that would bring you the bad story. Didn't a fella down the road tell him that was so she was having a fling with a man from the butt of the parish while he was in hospital? Like they say, up our quarter. She was milking outside the bucket. Well, when my boy heard this, he had to confront her. He said, Maggie, girl, he said, I believe that I'm playing second fiddle here. And she looked at him and she said, well, she said, with an old flute like yours, you're lucky to be in the band at all. Well, you can imagine the row that that caused, and I'll tell you how that row finished. He said to her, Maggie, girl, he said, will you die, and it won't be one day too soon, he said. I know, he said, when I'll write on your headstone, here lies the body of Maggie, Murphy, cold as ever. She said, yeah, well, I'll hear to me, she said, by God, and I'll tell you what I'll write on your headstone. Here lies the body of Paddy Murphy, stiff at last. Thank you, folks. And things like that to get themselves through, do you know, the dark old winter there now. I took up fitness myself, so I did. Can't you see I have the signs? I took up fitness, and what I discovered, I was already fit. But fit to drop. Now, Donald here now, he took up fitness. He took up heel walking, that's it, Donald. Heel walking, himself and Denis, can't you see there the lean, mean, fit machines, up hills and down hollows, and you know, all the hills and hollows around Abbeyfeale and around West Limerick wouldn't hold them. And of course, when they were getting fitter and of course, all this spark and all energy, can't you see it there with him? And they wanted to go further. So when the airlines opened, where did they go? Out to Kilimanjaro, was it? So they were fit at this stage, and they said they'd do the low slopes of it anyway, so they would. And they had a guide, you see, showing them the ropes and what to do and what to look out for, you see. And the guide was telling them this day now, when they were going through one of the low foothills, he said, you have to be awful careful here now. You have to be desperate careful, he said, especially in the high grass, because there are snakes in the high grass there. And if one of the snakes bit you, say if one of them bit you in the hand like that now, well, it's pure venomous and you could go unconscious in a few seconds. So as quick as you can, you just suck out the venom. And if you don't do it quick enough, or if your friend can't do it quick enough, you're in an awful way. You're gone, you're finished. And of course, Donald here was thinking from all angles, and he said, but what about if one of these snakes bit you in the backside? Well, said the guide, that's when you would know who your friends are. Limit line, we could go to a session or dancing. The high school, it was not enough things to sing and tell stories till morning. In the pub we were snug and content. Now to himself I say, Connors taught you. His reply is, I'm living that high, while I'm like the cracked jug on the dresser. The best side I turn out to the eye. To get through the lockdown, they tell us, communication is surely the key. It means that I got to start talking. Well, that was never a problem for me. So I tried to talk to the postman. He threw the letters and ran out my gate with masks and with social distancing. Good gossip is hard to relate. So I talked to myself in the kitchen, upstairs and while making the bed. And sometimes I think I agree with me, but sure, maybe it is all in my head. When I talked about this to the microwave and toaster while drinking my tea, we agree things are getting better as far as we all could foresee. The vacuum was not sympathetic. Suck it up was all it did say. The iron said it wasn't so pressing. The wrinkles would be ironed away. The toilet looked flushed and said nothing. The doorknob told me get grip. The curtain said pull yourself together. The Matt said you're in for a hell of a trip. The fan gave me hope for the future and said it would blow over soon, for the vaccine in Cork made by Pfizer would be given to make us immune. The Pfizer we know is world famous, called Viagra made by the same crowd. Lots of men have been raised from the dead and are shouting its praises out loud. So good times we surely will see soon, when freedom and joy will abound. If Pfizer can rise the dead, sure, it will keep us living and over the ground.